a bald, white-tanned man in New York, and a hot, curly-haired Frenchman in London. You're listening to Across the Pond with Wyatt and Julien.
Hello. That was a quick, hello. I wasn't even loaded yet.
Hello.
Hello. You got a haircut.
You're very... Let's not take it.
I'm very what?
Sorry, there was that AI thing that tried to join Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, reject that.
I had to reject it.
Yes.
And I lost the word I was looking for.
Gotcha. Glad I could help. Dude, I made a cold call like 30 minutes ago. First cold call of the day, and in a few days, guy answered and was like, "Oh, hey, Wyatt, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good, man. I'm just calling because of blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Yeah, are you free to meet next week? This week, like, I can't duck today." And I'm like, "Yeah, totally." He's like, "How's Monday?" And he's like, "Monday's great. Let's do Monday at 12. I'm like, "Awesome." And then I call the next person. The next person did pick up. The next pickup I had, the lady says, "I'm about to buy a flight and I'm not interested in insurance." I'm like, "It's not insurance," and she hung up. I don't know why you would assume it was insurance.
I don't know.
But I got
How did you just call directly, or was there an email beforehand or something?
She didn't open it, but there was an email. But I just said, "Hey Nicole, this is Wyatt from Junie. We haven't spoken before, and I'm sure this isn't the best time, but do you mind if I tell you why I'm calling?" And she said, "What I just told you," she said. I'm like, "It's not and she hung up. So I texted her and said, "The email came from this email address. It's not insurance. Have a good flight."
Well, follow up.
Yeah. So you want to talk about studying?
Yeah.
Nice. It's kind of like the sick thing. You're focused on studying, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to be focused on studying. It's a struggle.
Have you considered yourself a good studier? Not today, but
I think I'm quite lazy. And yeah, it's not. I don't know how I do it. I think sometimes you just have to have things that make you remind you of things. I don't explain, like, you know how you always remember your first day somewhere and your last day somewhere?
No.
It has to be like, you must remember your first day, I don't know, at work or...
I do. I guess so.
So if you make like an event like memorable, then I remember things from that day, and I remember... I don't know what I'm saying.
Are you saying like, there's that, what's that like concept, or there's a book about it, but like basically like how chess players remember so much is that they like build like a memory, or like a world that like they remember, and they put like things in the world so they remember where things are. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, I think. Yeah.
Which seems also difficult to do, but go ahead.
No, because this morning I met up with a friend from school and we practiced a bit for an hour. And these were things that I'd already done once before and I'd forgotten about. But because it was the first time I was practicing with him in his studio, I'm going to remember that now, and I'm going to remember some of the stuff we practiced. And I think that's going to help me in the exam, because that was the first time that I was practicing with him in a different environment. But I don't know if he's allergic to that, or if I'm just chatting shit. Probably both.
Maybe. It's an idea for sure. I bet it could get into, like, if you did like something like a new place every time, it would probably just eventually become not new, even though it is new.
That's true.
Yeah.
I tend to like remember things by like solving them myself. So yeah, I tend to like, if I've had to solve a problem once, then the second time I'm faced with the same problem, I'll remember it because I've solved it before. Instead
of using AI.
That's correct.
Yeah, but you know the thing about AI is I can just use it again for the next problem.
Well, what were you like at school for like studying?
I was a terrible high school student. I never read a book. I never really read a textbook even. I'm surprised I actually got by. college, like, I think my first semester I struggled, and I was like, I actually have to like try, or at least figure out how to do well. And I was pretty good after that. I was a pretty good studier. All you have to do is just like, they assign the reading, and then you do the reading, and then you know the answers. So I was like, okay, well, let's do that and read it. But I got pretty good at it. I went to a school with like, there was some like religious like implications. So like they had like religious studies classes we had to take. I did like, I think it was 2 across like our 4 years, and I did not care at all about those. So I just didn't study. But I had a buddy who also didn't, so we cheated pretty well, and we got C's or something in the class.
How did you cheat? What did you do?
Well, I think it was just copying. But like, since we had 2 of us, we could pick, like, we would try and sit strategically next to people we knew who were smart and who didn't cover their papers. And since we had 2 of us, we could cover more ground. And I felt okay about it because I let other people cheat off me on other classes, and I also just performed well in other classes. So
Fair.
I'm not going to study for something that is pointless for me to learn. It's not even like there's reading books and like writing, and that's like, you're studying creative writing and all that stuff. But religion is basically, God, this shouldn't be. I don't not to get into like the pros and cons of religion. There are a lot of pros to religion, but it is a story, and I'm essentially reading a story, but I'm not reading for the sake of learning about writing skills or like creativity. I'm reading because it's implied that it's true. So it's like, I'm reading about history even though it's a story. I don't know, it's weird. So I'm not gonna.
I get you. In France, we're not taught religion.
Yeah,
it's not allowed in the curriculum.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't really at all, but like the school that I went to had undertones. There are schools here in the U.S. like there are, like Texas Christian University, and there are.
Yeah, same in the UK. You've got Richard went to a Catholic school, and then you have to. I think you have to either pray or like something. There's like every morning you had an assembly. I think you had to pray or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then they had religious studies as well. Yeah, I'm very clueless about religion. I was having this conversation with Will and Rajiv yesterday, the other day, about like Easter. I was like, what happened on Easter again? Like, Jesus came back, but when did he come back? How old was he when he died? Was he 33? I've got like random bits of knowledge.
It's more than I got.
But actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about religion.
Yeah,
I know that Mariah Carey saved Christmas. That's all I know.
Yeah, she's the new Jesus Christ. No, Julian Casablancas is Jesus Christ. If they had a Vegas odds on who's Jesus Christ, it would be Julian from the Strokes. Okay. / the Voids, who might be releasing a new EP today. Who knows? All right, studying. Did you pull all-nighters? Were you an all-nighter person?
No. So I've studied a lot in my life, annoyingly. When I was a kid, primary school, I would just turn up to school, and I was quite fortunate that I would just remember stuff. And I didn't really have to study. I would do my homework, but it wouldn't take me that long. I don't remember struggling until I went to secondary school. And then it went downhill. Every year I was getting worse and worse. And just because I was complacent and I wasn't really studying. And then we have the French baccalaureate, which is when you're 17, 18. And that I had to proper revise for maybe 2 weeks before the exams. And it was so hard because back then you had maybe about 8 or 10 exams. It was literally everything. You had more important topics, like I had maths, science, and chemistry, physics. but then you still had like English, French, German, history and geography, philosophy. There was shitloads, and yeah, that wasn't good.
It's in like 1 week or 1 weekend. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It was 1 week. I think they've changed it now. They made it a bit easier. You only have like 3 subjects as opposed to like 12. But then when I went to uni the last time to study maths, I did never did an all-nighter, but I did go to the library to revise, which was I think the first time in the whole time that I actually made the effort to go to a specific place and spend some time trying to revise. But maths is different as well. Like once you've learned the logic by doing it, you get it. So it's easier to remember.
Yeah. So you're all about the remembering, as opposed to
I think so, but then you also have to work out, like, is it short-term memory? Is it long-term memory? Right now with the osteopathy course, surely, like, I need to remember the anatomy, and there's a lot of important part of that. But by cramming it before the exam, I'm just aiming for short-term memory where I should be thinking long-term. And that's when you should try and do a bit every day and start well ahead, but it's so hard.
Yeah. Because like now you're doing the osteopathy stuff, and it's what like interests you. Was there ever a subject or a class that you were like, you weren't just doing it to do it because you're supposed to, or learn because you're supposed to, and like you actually were into it? Or did you feel like you just did classes because you're supposed to do classes?
English.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to love learning English. That's cool.
Because you didn't speak it?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, because obviously French is my first language. And then when I went to secondary school, I started learning German. So English came a lot later on. I was maybe 14, 15 when I started to learn English. Yeah, and I got really into it, and I was trying to watch movies in English. I was trying to read books in English. Yeah.
That's cool. My first thought when you said that was, because we had English class too, but it's like for like writing, proper grammar.
Literature, yeah.
Yeah.
That's French.
So I was like, that class sucked. I'm like, but no, for you, that makes sense. Yeah.
No, I hated French. Like, I could not. I'm not a good, because of like my more like mathematical brain, I tend to go straight to the point and just write everything like very succinctly. Whereas like in like French studies and like literature, they just expect very long-winded essays, and it's just not me. So.
No. I already know English. You already know French. I'm good. You know? Yeah. Did you ever cheat?
Nope.
Really? That's why you got picked on.
Yeah, sure.
Did you cover up to people trying to cheat off of you?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because what happens, like, if I get it wrong and then they get it wrong, then it looks like we both cheated. Yeah. It's terrible. It's not good.
So that's what your thought process was. It's going to look like I cheated because they copy off me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was always the cheater. So, at least in high school. / middle school. I was great in elementary school. I was advanced.
You advanced. Yeah.
And then when the curriculum started to surpass basic knowledge, that's when I started to
Yeah, I was the top of my class the whole primary school.
Yeah.
Every year. And then I think start of secondary school I was still doing it, and then it just got progressively worse.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't put in the time, to be honest.
No.
I discovered the internet like everyone else, and its downfalls. So I was just not paying attention to
E-Bombs World and Funny Junk, endless amounts of content. I don't know if you had those sites. It is weird how like there was a guy in my high school who was like one of those types of people that like apparently doesn't study. I don't know if he does. We assume that he didn't, but he just like got like 100% on every test. I'm like, just like a guy who's like a genius. He probably studied. You can't. You kind of realize as you go through life, and like you can't just get 100% and not study. It's like it's everything is about like the work you put in. There's no like innate genius. But anyway,
some people might have like advanced.
yeah, if they're like savants or something, maybe, or, I don't know. But anyways, I went to his LinkedIn the other day, and he's a sales engineer. I'm like, oh, we're in the same, we're at the same level. So it's like, didn't mean anything. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one girl in my class. She got, so in France everything is marked out of 20. I mean, you can multiply by 5 and get 100 if you want, but
Yeah.
everything's out of 20, and she got 20 out of 20 in her French baccalaureate for French, so literature. And that was like unheard of. She was like a local superstar because no one ever gets 20 out of 20 in French.
Yeah. And what happened to her?
I've got no idea.
Could be dead.
I wonder if she's become, she could be dead. R.I.P.
Do you have people from, is secondary school, high school, is that, what's before university?
So I'm doing that annoying thing where I'm kind of like translating stuff to the UK scholar system. France is more different. So in France, you have primary school, which is broken down to like, it's even more complicated. But then when you're 11, you go to collège. Which is not college.
Really?
But
it's scrap making.
Well, like you're 11, so that's like basically secondary school or high. Is it high school for you guys? How long
High
are you
school are ages 15, 16, 17, 18 generally. So 4 years of high school.
For us, that's lycée in France, and in the UK, I believe that's college. College. So yeah, it's all mixed up. But a similar idea. You spend 4 years in college in France, and then you spend 3 years in lycée, which probably is high school. And that's when you do your A levels in the UK or French baccalaureate in France.
No. Do you keep in touch with your lycée people?
My lycée people? Only one person really. There's a couple that I still speak to occasionally on Facebook, like once a year for birthday. No, I've got one friend that I met when we were 15.
Yeah. Same. I would have liked to have kept in touch with more. And I'll see people like from my high school that are like, they're still close with like their high school friends. They're all in the same spot still, you know? So I don't know if I would have, maybe they're just content, I don't know.
Yeah, some people have already had kids and married young and all that.
They're not sales engineers though.
That's true.
They don't know what life is really about.
They're not senior sales engineers.
Was that a recent thing?
No. Please.
Always been senior. Born senior.
Yeah, do you have any, apart from cheating, do you have any like tips or tricks?
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is
to learn stuff, to remember stuff?
No. It literally,
Right.
for me, it was like sleeping. I asked out all-nighters because I think all-nighters are a big mistake.
Okay.
When you sleep, your body like sorts everything you learned and like logs it away. So if you pull an all-nighter, maybe if you go straight into the test, but even then, your memory's not going to be as strong as if you just slept. Like,
yeah, it's true. I think I've said this before, even on the podcast. I think with the maths, if there was a coursework that I was working on and I could not figure it out, I would go to bed, wake up the next morning, I had almost, if not the answer, close to the answer, just because your brain just processes stuff at night, and that happens all the time with even like simple things. It will happen.
yeah.
Are you a visual learner, or do you like to listen to stuff? Do you listen to podcasts to learn stuff?
The visual learning, whatever learning, I've never understood. But when I was doing well, I just read the books I was supposed to read. and if I didn't understand it, I'd just read it again. And then, yeah, the tests and stuff were just on that material. So, that's all I can really say. But, yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask a lot of questions in class. So I'd probably say I would like to be more engaged. I'm probably more engaged now. But I don't know, to answer your question, if I'm visual or auditory or what.
So in my case, for instance, like, so I have to learn anatomy, and one of the things is like, so let's say for the shoulder joint, I have to know the different movements. So that's easy because I can picture the movement in my head of like what the shoulder can do, you know, flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, circumduction, blah, blah. And then there's the muscles. And with the muscles that are involved, you have to know their origins and insertion on the body. And that's, for me, that's hard because like either I try to remember the words, that's more from like reading, or do I try and picture the body in my head and like trying to see the muscles on the bone and where they would attach on the bone, or do I try to remember it from like listening to a YouTube video or something? Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I think it means with like visual learning. Or
so when it's vocab, you have trouble figuring out how to best learn vocab.
Yeah, or like how to remember it.
Well, the joints don't have names and stuff, like you said.
No, the joints. I mean, yeah, they do. What I mean is with the joint, there's not that many. I mean, there are, but like it's easy to picture in my head like what movement you can do at those joints. But like muscles, because there's so many muscles involved in every movement, and you have to know where the muscles insert and originate from on the body. That's what's hard.
Do you think it's hard just because you don't know them as well as the joints?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's also like Latin. And I did study Latin when I was younger, but it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I also, like, if I was going to have to learn, like, 50 new vocab words, it would be a struggle for me as well. It is always good to have, like, those, what are those, like, things called where it's, like, not acronyms, but maybe it is acronyms.
Mnemonics.
Mnemonics, yeah.
Yeah, so I can give you one for the cranial nerves. There's 12 of them. Some of them are only motor, some are sensory, and some are both. So that the mnemonic is, some say marry money, but my brother says brain matters more. In the right order, it means that some say.
Well, the brain leads to money, though.
Don't mess up that mnemonic for me, please. The aim is just to remember which cranial nerve does what. So, for example, like some say, so sensory, the olfactory, which is your nose, and the optic nerve are both only sensory. They don't do any motor movement. See? You learned something new today.
Yeah. I'm going to remember the brain matters more, but not the rest. Yeah. But yeah, if you have like...
it's big brains matter more. That's the actual one. There's two B's.
Because that's going to lead to money. That's the...
Stop it.
It all comes down to money. Do you ever use those Crest Pro white strips on your teeth? The whitening strips?
Yeah, but we don't have them in the UK, so I buy them from the States whenever we go.
How do you guys not have normal...
It's not legal. The... Whatever... What's it called? Like the chloride? No, what? Peroxide? Whatever's in there, it's not allowed to use it in the UK.
Yeah.
Or in France, it's not safe for the gum.
It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you use it?
I use one for... I used to use it like once a month, and I stopped because I hated how bad it felt the next day, and I used one last night because I haven't used one for a while, and my teeth hurt. My teeth hurt right now. I was asking ChatGPT. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go.
I was asking like what it is, but yeah, you know, the peroxide. It's like I said, like why does it hurt like 10 hours after doing it, and then like get progressively worse for like the next 15 hours until like 24 hours have passed. And it says like it's because it like the peroxide slowly seeps in to like the center of your teeth. And then I asked about like, well, why does it? I said like, but it seemed like it gets wider too, and it's like, yeah, because as it seeps in, like it brightens it. There's more to it than that, but yeah.
Do you use Crest, or do you use the like what are they called?
I think it's Crest Pro, right? Crest Pro white strips.
Yeah, because whenever I use the what's your pharmacy's called?
CVS, Walgreens.
Yeah, CVS. I use CVS as well. You're good.
I don't use generic brands.
I still have You should. It's the same stuff.
No, it's not.
You're just being a sucker. You're paying more for the brand.
Yeah, because the brand performs better.
Doesn't.
More R&D.
Doesn't.
If
it's
CVS...
yeah.
I was going to say, if CVS had a more effective product, they would brand it better.
Well, no, they're just like half the price. It's the same ingredients.
Yeah,
it worked for me.
They'd probably call it like a different name. They'd make it their own brand if it was that good. It's not.
I'll send you a photo of it later. I've got still a pack at home.
Yeah, I know. It looks probably bad. I'm pretty sure name brands perform better. Do name brands.
No, it's in your head. And you know, like, so in the UK we have, if you want to buy blinds in the UK, it turns out they all come from the same factory, but you've got about 10 different companies selling them, and they have different prices, quite drastic differences.
Yeah, well, this is saying you're right, but I still think you're wrong.
Well, so you don't trust AI then?
I asked Google, but I'm not gonna keep going.
You're just being a sucker. You're paying more for the same thing.
No, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah. In my mind, it's better. It's all mental. Are we wrapping up or what?
All right, sure. It's wrap up time.
Wrap up time.
It's studying every edition.
Yeah.
Wrap us up, baby. Wrap us up.
Okay. You remember things easier when you already know what they are, and then when you have to learn new things, it's more difficult for you.
I love how you started laughing at your own joke before you even spoke.
Because it's funny because it's true, but it's also a weird thing to say. And you feel like if you're in different environments, it's easier to learn things. But that is cost prohibitive because traveling just to learn new things is going to cost a lot. And
it's not quite what I said, but sure, let's go with that.
It is cost prohibitive. You didn't cheat, and you were worried that other people would think you're cheating, so you especially didn't let people cheat because you thought they'd have the same answers as you. But clearly you wouldn't be thought of as a cheater because you were so obviously someone who stopped people from cheating or hid your paper. But it makes sense, rationale. You taught me some new words about French schools. One of them was like one syllable, it was like lycée or something.
Lycée,
2 syllables. And what else? You don't do all-nighters. I don't know. You go. What else is there?
I don't know. On your side, you did cheat.
Yep.
You have one friend left from high school. You tried really hard to stay away from the studying subject, and you talked about your teeth and Crest and how the peroxide hurt your gum.
Mm-hmm.
You said something else. What was that? You went off track at the beginning. What was that with?
I don't know. But we did go off track. I remember that.
Oh, you said the Voids were going to release an album today. Maybe.
That was like one comment. I wasn't really way off track.
Talked about religion, which was very brave of you.
Oh yeah, we did. That's when we went off track. That's how we went off track. The Voids really should be releasing this EP, and I don't know why they're not.
Look worried.
They announced like a month ago, and they haven't said when it's coming out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think this is all wrapped up.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, we're back, baby. We had like, what, 2 weeks off?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
We're back. Gotta get more in the tank.
Yeah, more in the tank.
Gotta get more in the tank. Dude, first episode, we're like, gotta have 3 in the tank.
Yeah, plus 3.
Yeah.
Now we're like
We got like half of them.
recording 2 days before they go live.
That's what they did with South Park. They changed, like, they made it so they have to write the episode the week before it airs.
Do they?
Yeah,
Oh.
and then the quality went down. Even though other people say it's great, it was much better early on.
Hmm.
All right.